Welcome back to my channel. Today, I realized I did so many Boxycharm videos at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, that it felt like I had done every video possible. But we still have one more to do to wrap up the year of 2019, and that is my quarterly Boxycharm review for October, November, and December. So let's dive in. What's in the box? I can't believe when I was going through my list of videos, I was like, how did I not do the fourth quarter Boxycharm deep dive review yet? How did I not do that yet? And then I was like, well, it's because we did so many videos back to back to back that I felt like I didn't sleep. I was just constantly talking about Boxycharm. So now I have had plenty of time to either use or not use a lot of these products. So I'm ready to jump in, but you guys know the drill. This is a longer video. I'm going through every product that I still have in my collection. So get a tea, get a snack, get comfy, because it is Nichole Boxycharm time. Let's jump in. All right, you ready to rewind it a bit? Let's take it back to October. Oh my gosh, it's February. I'm not ready to go back that far, but it's okay. We can do this. After Dark was the theme of that box, and we got some really nice goodies that a lot of us were excited about. One of the things that I got, and I also gave away in a monthly giveaway, was a Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette. This is the Baked Browns palette from Dose of Colors. I gave away the Berries one to someone, and I know she really loved it. She followed up to let me know. I put this on my eyes today as well. So I had a few palettes to use this morning from this last end of the year, and this is the one I found myself reaching for the most because I felt like it was the most user-friendly. However, the fallout is kind of serious, kind of crazy. It gets all over the palette. At one point it fell onto the mirror, so I ended up using some product off the mirror. Waste not, want not. So I just kept going back and forth with this palette and another one, but I can tell you, as you can see here, even in the palette now, there's a lot of powder in here. This kind of reminds me a little bit of a Lorac palette because it is very, very powdery, and it has a lot of kickback, which is all those crumbles that kind of keep falling out. I kept trying to use them up, but the ones that I couldn't use, I tried to keep in here so I don't make a total mess all over my beauty space or waste product. I felt like I was worried about wasting more product than I normally would be with the palette because so much does pick up when you're putting your brush in here. I really liked this for a simple look, and today this was like the main course of my eye look. This is all mattes though, so I can say I do wish there was at least like a shimmer in here, but this is an all matte palette. And the palette I was putting this with isn't really one of my favorites, so I kind of struggled with an eye look this morning, but I'm really pleased with the outcome that I did get, and it's mostly due to this palette. I can tell you from October forward, I've probably only grabbed this a small handful of times. So actually doing this a little bit later helped me to remember that I do like the eye looks that I can get from this, but I do need to be prepared for a lot of powdery makeup all over the place. So I need to be less messy than I am, and that's hard for me. But this is really good. I like how it blends. I like how it smooths. I like if I feel like I'm picking up too much because it is so powdery, and I did tap off my brush quite a few times. I still get a very nice clean look. And I didn't have any fallout on my face really, but that is because I was very vigilant to tap off my brush. So be cautious with that, or do your eyes first and then your face, but I'm such a creature of habit. I always do my face first. I do like this. It's not my favorite eyeshadow palette, but I don't know if any of the eyeshadow palettes I got last year from Boxycharm were like my top of the line favorites, if I'm gonna be honest. The previous year, 2018, I can tell you there's a standout that I still love. The Alamar palette. But nothing from eyeshadows really like got me this year, but this one is really up there as far as the things that I did get from Boxycharm. So I am still pleased with this product. Ooh, a product that I do love from that month and I'm still using. I actually got two, one in a PR box, one in my regular box, and I have one in my handbag, or one of my handbags, I'm really not sure which one at the moment, and one here in my beauty space that I used this morning on top of an Ofra matte lippy. This is the Iconic London Gloss. This is the Iconic London Plumping Gloss, and by plumping, I'm gonna use that in air quotes because I don't feel like it plumps in comparison to some other stuff that I've tried in the past, but I don't generally like plumping things because I feel like the sensation is uncomfortable on my mouth, whereas this is more of a cooling effect on my mouth. And I feel like it does make my lips look juicier when I apply it in a way that I feel like adds to the voluminosity of my lips. I did line my lips this morning, put on a nude lip and then put on this juicy gloss that's not too thick or too clumpy or mwah, mwah, mwah. You know what I'm talking about when you get one of those glosses that makes your lips just feel like they are suctioned together. It does not do that at all. Love this. Still have it in both a handbag and a beauty space. Adore it. Paula's exfoliant. I have learned I do like the Paula's Choice line. I have tried two things. I also got something from the Boxy pop-up. This is the pore reducing toner. I still need to use this up a bit more, so I'll give you an update on that later. But as far as the exfoliant goes, this gets off all of those extra pieces of makeup that after you've washed your face, you feel like, oh, my face is clean. You go back in with this and it pulls out the crud that is in those deep crevices that you just can't get sometimes. I really liked this, but I feel like I've not used it as much as I would have liked to. So I do need to try to come up with a new evening routine, I think, because my morning routine has been varying with all of the skincare that we got in 2019 and kind of the evening ones as well, same. So I need to introduce this a little bit more, but the times I have tried it, my husband has tried it too. He is really shocked that if you get a like cotton pad and wipe your face with it, it's that dirty, satisfying thing that you like to look at, but you don't want to tell people you like to look at. It's really good. And it is very tingly on the skin as well, so I feel like it is doing something to help that exfoliant. The Glassy Touch and Soul Pretty Filter Glassy Skin Balm. I will be totally real with you. I tried this in that particular month to review it and maybe a little bit longer, but I've had so much skincare from Boxycharm that I've really kind of trying to work through stuff that I've already been really delving into. So while I thought this was okay, it's definitely not something that made me stop everything else I had that I was going, because I do love some other things that I'm going to be talking about in a second, but also the Peach and Lily, really like this. Get Confidence in a Cream, definitely put it back in my rotation, as well as the Tidal Brightening Enzyme from Sunday Riley. There's a lot of stuff in here that I'm still using, so I gotta work through stuff as I can, but this is still in my collection because I do want to continue to use it once I kind of use up some other stuff. I do have some notes here that say nothing bad has happened to my sensitive skin while I have been using it, which is important to a sensitive skin girl. When I have used this, it's always been in the mornings before makeup, and my face has always looked really good. So I don't have any negatives about this or any drawbacks really. It just wasn't anything crazy special that made me stop my current morning routine. Jante Blue Lip Liner, I got the Hot Red. I decluttered it, so you know how I feel about it. And the Iconic London Prep Set and Glow Tonic. This is a water mist. I use this mostly on the body. I used it on the body this morning for a little bit of glowy, a luminosity to the chest and shoulders, and a little down the arms. I'm more excited to pull this out this coming spring and summer. I do live in Florida, so summer tends to come a little sooner for us, but I am really excited for like the legs, the arms, the back, the shoulders, the décolletage up here. Like, I'm excited for this summer to look like a glowy, drenched sun goddess with this product, so I'm doing it more safely. I'm really excited to try with this a little bit more, so stay tuned for a warmer weather update with this product. But so far, I do like it. I have it on my body. You do feel it a little bit, even though it's a nice mist and I do mix it up. You do feel a little like tacky for a little bit till it fully dries down, but it's nothing that really bothers me. So I'm gonna keep using this and let you guys know in the warmer months how much I either love it or what I think. I'll give you an update then. And one last thing that I did end up decluttering was the Mellow Tinted Brow Gal in dark brown. That wasn't the worst thing that I had tried, but I've gotten so many brow things this year and some stuff I'm going to be talking about. That one just kept clumping on me and pulling through, and I was worried it was going to expire by the time I finished up some of the other things that are in my Shop My Stash that I got from Boxycharm. So that one ended up going for me. It really wasn't my favorite. I always had to get a Q-tip and fix things over and over, and it could have been me, it could have been the product, it could have been a combination of things, but that is not with me anymore. Next, November is the Stellar box. This box was okay for me, but also, I don't want to say disappointing, but we didn't get a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes. And the eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna say eyeshadow palette one more time. Take a shot, don't. Please don't. That we got that month that I just talked about in a recent video, and I knew a lot of people loved it, but I was so glad to be comforted hearing from you guys that it wasn't your favorite either, for the very same reasons it wasn't my favorite. This is the Celestial Thunder palette. This one for me, I've told you guys and showed you guys in some footage, the shade Black Matter creased poorly on me. It kind of just starts to fade. For some reason, when I'm blending these shades as well, I feel like after a while it starts to transition the tone or the color that I'm playing with. You can only use 2 or 3 shades, and then it just kind of starts to get muddy, or it starts to transition weird. I don't know exactly how to articulate what I see when I try to use this, but I'm not in love. The shades that I like the most aren't going to shock you if you have been a long-time subscriber of mine. I love these 2 warmer shades, Storm Dust and Lunar Eclipse. I have jumped into Mystic Ice as well, and it does pretty good. I feel like Eternal Light just kind of doesn't give me enough of the actual glittery shimmer tone. Like, this just tends to just fade into whatever's on my eye. It doesn't pop like I always hope it will. Fireball is kind of okay. I used Zero Gravity on my eye look today with my baked browns, as far as kind of jumping out here into that outer corner and building up a little bit of contrast, a little bit of depth to the eye, and that was pretty good. But other than that, I feel like this is like something I will always put with something else if I end up keeping it. I'm curious to see how my makeup collection rotates through the year, because I don't know if this is gonna stay in my collection. And it's not that I hate it by any means. I've had some eyeshadow palettes that I was like, ooh, this is not good. But this, I just don't know if I'm gonna keep it. It's just kind of not my jam. They're so soft. Like, it's so disappointing because I had such high hopes when I saw this palette, but I just struggle to use it. I don't know. I just struggle with this palette. I also have a hard time getting a starting point with this. I'm always going to need another palette in tandem with this, because there's nothing for me to start an eye look to kind of like get my juices flowing. But even when I did pair it with this, which is clearly a nude palette, clearly something I can use with this, I got stuck a few times trying to figure out my next move, because this one's not doing it for me. And then I didn't have anything for my lid, so I ended up going back into a highlighter to put something on my lid for a little bit of extra shimmer, because this one up here that I thought about jumping into again doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't last on my eyes. It doesn't stay. I actually have notes back here too that says blends with minimal product, which is a great feature for a formula, but it is missing pieces for me to make a full look with it. It does blend well, but it creases, it wears down. I struggle with this. So thank you for letting me know, so I didn't feel so bad about going, what's wrong with me? Why can't I make this work? I've heard so many people love her formula. This one's just, it's not cutting it. The way I started my makeup today, and when I do some of those vloggy intro style B-roll footage, a lot of you see me using this product and you've commented on it a few times. This is the ChiPress Antioxidant Dew. I have been starting my face with this practically every morning when I'm doing makeup, or sometimes when I'm not doing makeup. I guess I don't fully know what the difference is, to be 100% with you, but I do notice a difference when I use this, especially right now. So in Florida, it has been unseasonably colder here than the locals are used to, but I still don't consider myself a local yet. Like, I'm still kind of getting acclimated, but I know this time last year I was much warmer than I have been. We've been in the 30s, we've been cold, and as many of you know, I try not to bring this up too much, I am going through surgical menopause. So my skin right now, on top of going through surgical menopause, but the weather drying out, my skin has been so dry that I think this has really helped me, along with another product I'm going to talk about, to keep my face kind of together right now. I'm struggling a bit this week with specifically brows and skin on my face, so I'm doing a little extra skincare and love at the moment, and I think this is really helping before I start my makeup as well. Now, I know this was a pricier one, and I'm pretty sure I got this in my PR box. I like it. Okay, so I almost put this in my Tati review where I was talking about the Blendiful. I almost compared it to this because it is a sponge that does a very similar thing, but I wanted to solely focus on the Tati Blendiful and first impressions in that video and not be distracted. So I'm gonna kind of talk about it now a little bit. This is the Illuminati face sponge, and when I first got this, I just kind of thought it was going to just fall by the wayside eventually, and I wasn't gonna think much of it. We have gotten some pure blends, but like sponges like this before, and they were like not great, so that's kind of what I was anticipating. But this sponge did a great job this morning and all the other mornings, but it does have some drawbacks. Let's talk about it. This baby can really, like, once you get it wet, it does double, triple in size, and then it does make it easier to apply makeup. And what I love about this sponge, you're gonna see this kind of looks more dirty than probably a normal sponge would, but it's because the product sits on top of the product. And I just used it this morning, so don't sass me about not cleaning things. I do clean them. But I used it this morning, right before this. It's still damp. And you can see how the product has been sitting right on top of this, and then it works its way into my skin, which is a lot like the Tati Beauty Blendiful. But this is a much faster tool than this. This takes its sweet time, but the end result is so beautiful. And I'm still working behind the scenes here to figure out stuff. But I think when I use the exact same amount of face product, like foundation, to put on, and then when I compare these two, I've not done a side by side just yet, but this makes my makeup more full coverage, I think, than the Blendiful over here. So I go, what? How? This is supposed to make everything like, and it does blend everything out. It's really smooth. I did use this to kind of go down my neck today because that's always a struggle for me. I'm always a weird in-between shade. But putting on my foundation and concealer with this Illuminati sponge, I feel like I have more coverage and it looks really nice. And I can't say that I get as much coverage with this. I feel like I've had to use a little bit more product. And it could be just, you know, my thoughts on it. I still need to work with it more, maybe do a side-by-side. So I can't fully say that 110%, but I love my makeup, how it's sitting today. And I haven't used a sponge in a while because I have been using the Tati Beauty Blendiful. And this is pretty good. I'm looking at my whole face of makeup today and everything looks covered. I'm on my freckles, on my imperfections, and I was using the same amount of product. So I think that says something. Really like this. And I was kind of surprised because I didn't think of Illuminati as like a blending tool, but it does take a long time. So you gotta weigh the pros and cons because this, super fast, super duper fast. That matters to me too. All right, I did not wear this today. I tried to look at it in the morning when I have some clips I'll show you. I swatched it on my hand. This Milk Holographic stick for highlighter is gonna be so fun, I think, this summer, maybe on the face, on the shoulders, on the body. But as far as putting it on my face today to complete my look, we've got some family in town and I think we're gonna go do a dinner tonight with one of our family members. I didn't really wanna try this today. I just didn't, and I have not reached for this much since filming that video. So that also kind of tells you, it's not that it's a bad piece of makeup, it's that it's something I'm not going to reach for on the daily. It's not going to be something that when I'm putting together a natural face, maybe a bold face, I would maybe reach for this, but more than likely not, because I like my highlighter to be Ofra or Becca right now in this moment. And not purple iridescent-y cream. Cream doesn't really work that great for my oily skin. And right now I'm kind of transitioning with drier patched skin. So I played with it a little bit on my hand, looked at it, but I did not want to put this on my face today. And I'm also curious if this is going to stay in my collection in 2020. Stay tuned to find out. Skincare! I feel like last year Boxycharm was a little Oprah-esque or Ellen-esque and being like, you get skincare, you get skincare, you get skincare, you get skincare, everybody gets skincare! Juice Beauty, okay. Whew, more skincare. So again, we got so much skincare that it's not possible to put it all on all the time and have your skin look good. Something's gonna fight each other, your face is gonna fall off, melt off, bump off, something. This is the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Eye Treatment that I did use on camera, tried and wore for quite a few weeks, and I do enjoy it. I do believe. I don't know if I see a huge difference, but again, skincare is something you have to use ongoing, and I have had so much skincare that I was starting to notice a couple of bumps under my eyes, and I don't necessarily want to say it's because of this. I want to say it's because I was doing too much and my skin's already doing all of these crazy weird things. So this is when we need to be a little smarter about our skincare, and sometimes you got to put stuff to the side, start using something, see how it's working for you, and then slowly add other stuff if you need to, not just because you have it. That's the thing. We kept getting so much stuff. I felt like I needed to put everything on my face, which is silly. I did use this for a while. I've kind of stepped back from it for a little bit. I think I'm going to jump back into this maybe in the spring and possibly give you an update, maybe at a faves or fails or something. This is a good product. I did notice that when I put it on, it felt nice. It could wear with makeup nicely. It didn't make my makeup bunch or move. And I do have a note here that it was helping with my under eye circles that I was really struggling with at the end of 2019. So this is definitely something I'm going to get back into, But again, so much skincare. We can't keep layering on top of layering, and then it's just gonna be too much. So this I still like, and I'm still keeping in my collection to use up. The Dose of Colors Lippy. This is in the shade Date Night. It is a pretty red. I thought about putting this on today, but again, I've got places to go today, and I'm not really a red lip girl for a day-to-day. I kind of am just feeling more of a nudish, naturalish vibe. But this is a really pretty red. I don't really gravitate to red. You guys said you like red on me, and that's cool, but I just couldn't commit to it today. Well, I gotta take this off before it stains. I do like the Dose of Colors Lippies. I think the formula is outstanding and is so long lasting. That's another reason I couldn't commit to a red long lasting Dose of Colors lip today, because it's gonna last all day, but it's also gonna wear down a little patchy by the time I go to dinner tonight. It'll, you know, I'll have to be applying more, and then I'm gonna be looking like I ate a popsicle after dinner sometimes. I don't know. Red lips are, you know, take a special woman, and sometimes I'm not that special woman, but I do like the formula. One day I want to get this in a nude color that I could wear and then really put it through the gauntlet, you know? Okay, also I have here that I had some Tula masks, and it was a two-parter, like a top and a bottom, which totally surprised me. I did like that a lot, and that's really all I have here. I really liked that a lot. There's really not much to say about that, so let's move on to the next month. Woo! December, the Whimsy month. Now that is a month where I got an eyeshadow palette that I was really excited for and then disappointed about. So when I was doing a recent Would You Rather between Ipsy and Boxycharm, I did not bring up this particular eyeshadow palette because I already knew it wasn't one of my favorites, and I was going to be putting it into a gently used giveaway in the future. This is the Fairy Tale Storybook Cosmetics palette. It is really cute. I mean, this is really adorable. I used to love these kind of like book safes and things as a kid. I thought they were so cool. So makeup in a book, amazing. The reality is for me, I totally agree with one of you guys in my video when I was talking about this. You said you thought this was great transition shades, even the bold ones, even the nude ones. Yeah, I do agree with that. And the shimmers are okay. The mattes are all right. I just kind of had for this palette, and it's just really not my fave. And since it's not, and it is so bulky, but it's practically new, I am going to be putting this into a gently used by Nichole giveaway for Boxycharm in the future. But this did not do it for me personally, and to stay in a tiny house beauty space. But it is good shadows if you like to kind of take your time and layer and transition and maybe marry with other palettes. This morning I put this on. This is the Elemis Pro Collagen Rose Facial Oil. And a lot of us were talking about this in that December, January timeframe, how much we loved this, because it is really good. Right now I get, like I said, I am struggling with some drier skin, and as an oily skin girl, I'm like, what do you do with drier skin? Do you feed it? Do you massage it? Do you take it out for dinner? What do you do to make it happy? I don't know. So I've been obviously having to experiment with some things, and some oil skincare is something newer to me, and I'm still kind of figuring it out, but this makes it super easy. This morning when I applied it, it's going to look weird in the clips how I applied it, but it's because I was going directly on spaces that have been weird dry patchy areas for me, and then kind of like tapping and pressing and massaging it in, just so everything felt like it was going to hold through the day and not start pulling on me in a dry way that I'm not used to dealing with. This does help a lot, and I think it smells amazing. It looks great on my skin, and as an oily skin girl, even when I wasn't having some drier patch moments, it still did a good job. So I'm really grateful for this during these winter months. Will I pull it out in summer? Probably not, but only time will tell. Oh, the Ciate blush. This is something that we got that month as well, and it is in my Shop My Stash currently. I put it on today, and I think it does a great job. It's very pigmented. It doesn't have really any, well, at least compared to some stuff that I have in my collection, luminosity. To me, this is a little bit more of a matte blush, but I'm sure there's a bit of a sheen to it. Yeah, there is a sheen to it, but I kind of think in my head it's a lot like the Laura Geller Baked Blush, which is kind of like a luminosity highlighting blush that's beautiful that a lot of us love. I kind of think about that a little bit with this, but it is so pretty. I mean, the swatch alone on my hand looks gorgeous, and I'm wearing it today. I like layering it. I like wearing it lightly. I like it a lot. So the brow bar is something that I got at the end of last year from Boxy, and it is in my current Shop My Stash. A lot of us have been talking about this on my channel here. This is what I have been using for brows. I have dipped into the brown and the black lately to kind of mix and marry and give myself a little bit of contrast. Thank you guys also for letting me know that this lighter cream color, because I wasn't too sure what it was for, because I didn't really do much investigative research on this. I just started putting it on my face. You guys let me know this was a highlighter to kind of like do touch-ups. I haven't really ventured into that piece too much. Maybe that'll be the next step I do. Brows for me lately, like I said, have been a little tough because I am kind of dealing with some skin and hair stuff going through surgical menopause at the moment, and I feel like the fronts of my brows have been kind of absent on my face, so I'm having to draw them in more than I'm used to. That's kind of a seasonal thing for me too, so I'm kind of used to it, and I just kind of got to get through this season to get my brows back. So this has been super handy, but I also kind of jump into another smaller brush. I don't use the brush that comes in here. I bring in a little smaller guy to kind of get the fronts of the brow a little bit. But I have really been enjoying this, and a lot of you keep telling me how much you do like my brows, and it is because of this baby. So thank you, Boxycharm, for saving my brows. Last year they were amazing with brow products for me. Between these two, I mean, I'm in love, and I hate doing my brows. You guys know that's the piece I just got to get through. The Fresh Soy Face Cleaner is something that I did get, and I've been using, and my husband has been using. I use it at the end of the day to take off all my makeup, so I notice that it takes off my makeup really well. It has a nice, like, cucumbery scent to it. My husband just kept going, "What is that? What is that?" And I was like, "It's a spa day. It's cucumbers. Just waft it in and relax as you wash your face." It was kind of watery compared to what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it'd be a bit thicker consistency, but that didn't stop it from kind of taking off my makeup and doing a pretty good job. So I don't really have any complaints about this. I did not put this on today. I thought about it. This is the Too Faced Pretty Penny Glittery Lip Gloss. I don't really know the full name to this sucker. High Shine Sparkling Lip Gloss. For me, the glitter on this sucker tends to just last longer than the actual gloss itself, and then it looks like I've got glitter on my mouth. And I mean, sometimes that's okay, sometimes it's just not. So I'm still trying to debate on whether or not I like this. I'll put it on over other things like a nude lip or something, and sometimes it gives it a nice juicy look. I don't think I like it as much as I like the Iconic London gloss. Mostly because the glitter flecks do tend to just be glitter. They hang around. They're kind of the herpes of makeup, you know how it is. So I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna keep this or not. I like the packaging, it's cute, but this little button here does tend to get caught on all my other lippies in that container that I have on my beauty space, so that's a little detractor. I'm just still not totally sold on this. I don't hate it. It's more of like one of those meh, middle of the road products for me personally. But I am glad that I got a color like Pretty Penny, because one, Pretty Penny, that's my puppy. But also it is more of a nude-ish color that I could put with something, and it isn't totally a detractor. It's just the glitter that I keep seeing like, what's on my mouth? Oh, I forgot I put this on like 5 hours ago, and now I just got glitter here. This morning I'm also wearing the Kat Von D Dagger Liner. This is more of like a brush tip to it, and I just read this because I kind of forgot. It is a waterproof liquid liner, so I'm committed to this liner today. The shade I got was Trooper Black, which I do prefer a black liquid liner. The brush tip on this really surprised me because it's kind of like all individual strands that just kind of all run together to help create a line. This morning on my right side, because I don't do liner a lot anymore, what's that meme? If you want to do a fast wing liner, don't do winged liner because it's not going to happen. I did it today. My hands were a little shaky because I haven't done this in a while, but it actually ended up looking really good. It made the crisp wing at the end really easy on both sides, and we all know we have that one side we're good at because it's on our dominant hand side, and then there's that other side we're like, kind of match. It made it somewhat match pretty well considering I've been really rusty at liquid liners. This isn't going to be about the company because I know there's some stuff going on about the company, changing from Kat Von D to KVD. I'm not getting into that. I just like talking about the makeup. I like this. I've only pulled it out though a couple of times, so it's not like it's a ride or die for me because I don't pull out a lot of liners unless I'm in that zone to do the full meal deal. But I do like this. There's no like really detractors about it other than the fact I don't really do a lot of winged liner, but it seems to be really pretty. I like that it looks very natural, and I don't feel like I have to put on false lashes with liner because I know that's kind of in tandem. Usually liner, lashes, go. I'm not in the mood to do lashes all day today, so I like that this really complements an eye look without feeling like you have to do them. So it's not like too matte and it's not too shiny. I like it. Ooh, something else I used with all that skincare we've been getting is the Cosmetics Face Roller. I let you guys know one of you guys is an esthetician, and you gave me some great advice to use this with all of the crazy skincare that we've been been getting, and I have been, and it works really well. I like the cooling effect of this because this metal stays cool, and then when I put on my skincare and then rub it in, it feels fantastic. I really like it. I'm still trying to convince my husband that this actually does something because he's still not totally convinced. Oh, there's that hair towel. I don't have that in here. It's in the bathroom. I've honestly only used that once because I kind of have a morning hair routine and I just kind of go along. So you could definitely live without that, but it's kind of a cool thing. The other thing that I'm gonna talk about is the Power Up Dual Phase Setting Mist. A lot of you said you didn't like it for oily skin. I've honestly only touched it every now and again because when I have sprayed down my face with it, I don't know, I don't see anything special happening, and I have other stuff in my collection that I've paid money for that I want. If I'm gonna make my face stay all day, I'm jumping into the Urban Decay all-nighter, and I kind of don't want to deal with something that I can't be positive it's gonna stay all day. And I've tried it over and over, and I'm just kind of like, why doesn't my face look like it does when I use this? It's because it's not this, obviously, duh. But this is okay. We'll see. I usually have been using this to set down the in-betweeny parts of my face. I'll usually set down my makeup after I do foundation, concealer, and powder, spray, and then do the other half end of my makeup. That's where I've been applying this if I'm using it. So it's like, meh. All right, guys, I have gone through lists and lists and lists, and I don't think I left off anything, but I did my best. Woo! Guys, we made it through another quarterly Boxycharm review. I love doing these to do a follow-up because I do use this makeup all the time, and I let you guys know what I think about it. It's not just a one and done video or product for me. I really like to take my time, use these products over and over in different ways, in different seasons, and let you guys know what I am thinking about the products, what will stay, what won't, and give you actual reasons as to why, as like, what's great, what's not. That's why they're so in-depth and kind of long, but I feel like these are worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you happen to be new to my crazy, weird little channel, it's a lot of times about Boxycharm. Hi, new friends. I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, a lot of times about Boxycharm videos I do every single week. Bye, friends.